In the quiet, devout villages of Germany, where ancient faith still held sway, a darkness descended upon a young woman that would challenge the very foundations of belief, law, and human understanding. Her name was Anneliese Michel, and her story is not one of fiction, but a harrowing chronicle of faith pushed to its breaking point, of medical science baffled, and of a soul tormented beyond imagination. What began as a hopeful search for healing morphed into a tragic battle against an unseen enemy, culminating in an exorcism that would shake the world and lead to a horrifying end. This is the true devastating account behind the legends, and it began just beyond midnight. Anneliese Michel was born in 1952 in Leibelfing, Bavaria, Germany. Raised in a strict Catholic family, she was known for her deep piety and bright intelligence. Her early life was seemingly normal until 1968, when at the age of 16, she suffered a severe epileptic seizure. This was the onset of her ordeal, quickly followed by increasing depressive episodes, hallucinations, and a profound aversion to religious objects, sounds, and places. Doctors diagnosed her with temporal lobe epilepsy and prescribed medication, but Anneliese's condition only worsened. The medical treatments failed to alleviate her suffering. She claimed to see demonic faces, hear voices telling her she was damned, and her aversion to crucifixes, holy water, and consecrated ground became absolute. She developed an intense fear of the sacred, recoiling violently from anything religious. Her family, devout Catholics, began to suspect that her illness was not merely physical or psychological, but spiritual. They believed Anneliese was possessed. Over the next few years, Anneliese's symptoms spiraled into a terrifying descent. She would tear off her clothes, eat spiders and coal, drink her own urine, and compulsively harm herself. Her once gentle voice turned into guttural growls and snarls, speaking in multiple distinct tones that claimed to be the voices of condemned souls and dark spirits from history. Her family sought help from several priests, but their pleas for an exorcism were initially denied by the church, which required strict conditions to be fulfilled. By 1975, Anneliese's condition had deteriorated to such an extreme that two priests, Father Arnold Renz and Pastor Ernst Alt, finally received permission from Bishop Joseph Stangl to perform the Great Exorcism according to the Ritual Romanum of 1614. The ritual, considered the most ancient and potent form of spiritual warfare, began. What followed was a grueling, terrifying 10-month ordeal of exorcism sessions, sometimes lasting 4 to 6 hours, occurring almost daily. The recordings from these exorcism sessions are harrowing. Anneliese's voice can be heard shifting between her own, weak and pleading, and the harsh, guttural voices of the alleged demons. They screamed obscenities, revealed their names, argued amongst themselves, and often boasted of their power over Anneliese. The sounds of violent physical struggles, Anneliese thrashing against her bonds, objects being thrown, are terrifyingly evident, painting a picture of relentless spiritual combat. During these sessions, Anneliese became severely emaciated, weighing barely 68 pounds. She suffered from pneumonia, high fevers, and horrific self-inflicted injuries. She refused food and drink, convinced the demons would not allow her. Her family, along with the priests, believed these were direct attacks from the demonic entities, physically wasting her away as a part of their torment. a struggle of spiritual attrition. The belief among those present was unwavering. Anneliese was possessed, and the exorcism was their only hope. Her parents, Joseph and Anna Michel, and the two priests, Father Renz and Pastor Alt, were entirely convinced they were fighting for her soul against true demonic forces. They documented every aspect, firmly believing in the literal truth of the possession, even as Anneliese's physical health deteriorated with alarming speed. On July 1st, 1976, Anneliese Michel died in her sleep at the age of 23. The official cause of death was malnutrition and dehydration. The circumstances surrounding her death immediately led to an investigation. The state prosecutor brought charges against her parents and the two exorcising priests for negligent homicide, arguing they had failed to seek appropriate medical attention when her physical condition became critical. The subsequent trial in 1978 became a media sensation, drawing international attention to the highly controversial practice of exorcism. The defense argued that Anneliese was truly possessed and that the exorcism was legitimate, presenting the chilling audio tapes as evidence. The prosecution countered with medical experts who testified that Anneliese could have been saved with proper medical intervention and that her symptoms were consistent with severe mental illness, exacerbated by her religious fervor. Ultimately, the court found Anneliese's parents and both priests guilty of negligent homicide, sentencing them to 6 months in prison, suspended with 3 years probation. The verdict sent shockwaves through religious communities and sparked intense debate globally about the boundaries between faith, mental illness, and legal accountability. The case forced the Catholic Church to review its exorcism rites and emphasize the need for thorough medical and psychiatric evaluation before proceeding with any such ritual. Anneliese Michel's story has since been dramatized in films like The Exorcism of Emily Rose, forever embedding her tragic ordeal into popular culture. But the true account is far more complex and heartbreaking than any cinematic portrayal. It serves as a stark, chilling reminder of the profound ambiguities that exist where faith, severe mental illness, and the chilling possibility of demonic possession intersect, leaving behind a legacy of unanswered questions and profound sorrow. Was Anneliese Michel a victim of epilepsy and psychosis, failed by a medical system that couldn't comprehend her spiritual anguish? Or was she, as her family and priests believed, a battleground for forces beyond human understanding? What do you believe happened to Anneliese Michel? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this tragic and terrifying true story left you with a chilling sense of unease, please like this video, subscribe for more profound explorations into the darkness, and ring that notification bell. Until then, remember that some battles are fought for the very soul itself, just beyond midnight.